Hey y'all, welcome to Back to Basics with Krystal. So I am driving back from seeing my chiropractor today, and don't worry, nothing wrong. This was just a follow-up appointment, and that's actually something I want to talk to you guys about real quick. I am the world's worst at going to the doctor. I don't care what kind of doctor it is. If I'm feeling fine, I am notorious for canceling appointments and rescheduling and things like that. This last time that I had to deal with my back going out, I kind of made a vow. I promised myself that I would never miss another appointment again. I saw the value when I was rolling around on the ground in pain. And by the way, this last time was probably the worst pain that I've ever dealt with in regards to my back. I've been dealing with this for a couple years, so this is nothing that I'm new to. This was the worst. This was absolutely the worst. So I saw the value in going to my well appointment checkups. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about. As parents, moms, dads, adults in the household, we tend to put ourselves last, and we tend to take care of everybody else in the house, kids, spouse, extended family, the animals, before we take care of ourselves. We have to stop that. We have to take care of ourselves first. That is number one, because how can anybody expect us to take care of them if we're down, if we're rolling around on the ground in pain, right? So go see your doctors, go to your well appointment checkups, especially if you're going a natural approach, and a chiropractor is a natural approach. This was the first time in ever that I've driven myself to the chiropractor's office. Normally, I'm laying in the passenger seat over there. Oh, it hurts, it hurts. So I passed the doctor's office twice. Yep, I had to do 2 U-turns. Knew where it was. Knew where it was when I passed it the first time. Knew where it was when I passed it the second time. Big bump. Get ready. Told ya. So, my husband is at home sick. Poor guy. He caught my cold. I don't know if you can tell, my voice is still a little raspy. I was sick last week. My son was sick last week. My son got sick, then I got sick. And yesterday morning, my husband woke up and he was sick. And he is still sick today. And I knew he was still going to be sick today. So we're going to stop up here and get him some medicine. It's just an upper respiratory infection. If it goes on for too long, we'll go to the doctor. But it should last him about another day. He should start feeling better by tomorrow. I started feeling better on day 3, and it might be because I've been taking the elderberry syrup that I make. I've been taking that every couple of hours, every 3 hours, while I was sick. And if you want to know how I make elderberry syrup, well, I'll just leave the link above and you can see how I do that. Okay, I gotta tell you guys a funny story about the doctor's office. So, y'all know I live on land, and everything around us right now is muddy. Muddy, 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 muddy. So, I wore my mud shoes to, walk to the car, because it's mud. And so I didn't want to get my nice shoes. My kids hate my tennis shoes. They think they're ugly. But anyway, I didn't want to get my tennis shoes all muddy. So I wore my mud shoes out to the car. And when I got to the doctor's office, I changed into my tennis shoes. As I am walking in, I notice chicken poop and a feather. You can take the girl out the country, but apparently you can't take the chicken poop or a feather off her shoe. I just thought that was funny. Check out the bees, y'all. little chickens. So I am back in the garden today. I was out here yesterday. Somebody's got some really cold feet down here. Anyway, I was out here yesterday inspecting this area right over here to see if it was dry enough to put some potatoes down. And it's not. It's not dry enough at all. And if I put potatoes in the ground now, with it being so wet, they will simply rot in the ground. And we've got wasted money and wasted space and a very frustrated Krystal. Now, I've had people ask whether or not I have tons of weeds out here. And as you can see, there are not tons of weeds out here. We do have some, but we don't have tons and tons of weeds, as you can see. Now, I'm going to turn the camera around and give you guys a close-up, give you guys a tour. We're going to pull back some of the hay, and you can take a look at the soil. Bear in mind that the soil is extremely wet. When it dries out, we can get a better sample of the soil. So let's take a look at the garden close-up. This is the section that we started with in the very beginning of the summer. We put a total of 5 big round bales of hay out here. Now, some of the areas got plenty of hay, meaning over 8 inches pressed down, and other parts barely got any. Or they had chickens dig through, or Roscoe dig through. Here, where we've got some weeds growing through, this is an area that did not get a whole lot of hay. Am I worried about this? Not at all. I will just come back in and recover with hay. If this is an area that I'm going to be planting, I'll take the broad fork, loosen everything up, pull out any weeds that are there, and just put them on top of the hay. Now, I want to show you. There's these clumps of grass. If he gets out of the way. Like this right here. There are several clumps of grass like this throughout the garden. As it dries up, I will be pulling those out. They will, we'll take a shovel and pull them completely out. That's the thing with hay, is that you have to cover, I'm finding twice a year. Once in the springtime and once in the fall. But hay is cheap and sometimes free compared to wood chips, at least for me. Now remember, I'm very, very rural. The wood chips are not free out here. I have to pay an arm and a leg to get them. All right, so we're just looking. More spots. I'm trying not to trip over cats. This little yellow cat who never wants my attention. This one right here is not very friendly, but for some reason today he's friendly. And you can see these spots right here. This is chickens, ducks, Roscoe. And in these spots that are bare, weeds will grow through eventually. But the areas that it's very compact down, weeds will not grow through. So let's take a look here at one of the holes here that the chickens have dug through. And you can see here, we'll come back. All right, so here's the hole. Right now, when we started, this was probably 8 inches pressed down. We're probably at about 3 inches right. We're probably at about 3 inches right now. So if you pull this back, pull it back. You can see we've got really nice soil, no weeds. I'm looking for bugs. I'm not seeing any. I see a pill bug right here. I'm not seeing any worms, probably because it's just too wet. It's just too wet. But you can see, it's really nice soil for right now. Put that back down, press it back down. So like I said, when we started in the fall, this was about 8 inches pressed down, and over the winter here, it has decomposed down and compacted down to 3 inches is what I'm looking at. Okay, so that is my daily vlog. I showed you guys my garden, and it's covered, and it's not full of weeds. I have seen people say, oh, if you put hay down, hay is going to bring tons and tons of weeds to your garden. I showed you guys up close and personal. It's not full of weeds. It really is not. Am I going to have to cover it again this spring? Yes, I am. But I can get first cutting hay somewhere around $25 to $30 for a big, huge roll, which is pennies compared to what I was paying for wood chip and mulch. Because, like I said earlier, I'm very rural. People bringing anything out here is going to cost me an arm and a leg. So as soon as it dries out in the garden, which I can't wait, I cannot wait for it to dry out. I can't wait to start getting my hands dirty. Now, my son has a FFA competition this Saturday, but next Saturday, we're going to start putting in the fence over here. And just get the fence put up. That way I could really get those English peas out. Oh, I'm sorry, they're snap peas. They're not English peas. I hope you guys enjoyed my ramble. And please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that little bell so that you can find out, I'm tripping over cats, so that you can be notified the next time I post one of my little rambles. And until we talk again, you guys be blessed. Bye now.